Yes, now I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that I have a very interesting question to pose for these three gentlemen who are backstage now. The bad news is that we're going to take the $150 away from Richard and Jody because there is the possibility that the audience reaction may have influenced Jody in her answer.
Good.
Sorry,
Good.
but that's what we have.
We need all the help we can get.
Yeah.
You know,
Thanks, Bob. We're still
I was
free.
mistaken.
Oh, my.
I was mistaken. That wasn't bad news. The Reds and the Blues love that news. Yeah, they're applauding now.
We're all even now.
All right, now, gentlemen, listen carefully.
Yes, Robert.
Think of all the women with whom you were ever romantically involved. This is only a half-hour show, of course. How many? How many were you actually in love with? None of them, a few of them, most of them, or all of them? You all three look frightened. We will leave you alone for just a few moments.
Please.
Let's say goodbye to them, and I shall begin with you, Anne.
Oh,
I'd like
I was
to
afraid
have
of that.
you answer the question first, if you will, please. They are going to think of all the women with whom they have ever been romantically in love. How many were romantically involved? How many of them were they actually in love with? None of them, a few of them, most of them, or all of them? What will Bert say?
That's very difficult. He was so involved with sports and things, but he was only interested in women about the time I got a hold of him.
Aha.
I'll say a few.
A few.
Yeah, I hope. That's what
She
he
says
told me.
A
I
few
don't
of
know.
them is her answer. Very well. May I discuss this with Bert, please? Bert, on the subject of women with whom you are romantically involved, how many were you actually in love with? None of them, a few of them, most of them, or all of them?
Well, I don't know how Ann could really, truly answer this because we have never gone into it in detail, you know.
I can imagine that you
Yeah,
have not.
no.
If-
I would really honestly say a few of them.
A few of them is right. Bert. You done did it. Yeah.
But
After this show, I dare say you will go into it in greater detail.
no, it's all long ago, past history, way back when I was 9. I was 9.
Yes, of course. Of course, we're playing now for $300, so you have at least $100 of it already.
Terrific.
Now, on to Richard and Jody here. And Jody, what do you predict Richard's answer to be? None of them, a few of them, most of them, or all of them?
I guess I'd be pretty idealistic to think none. I mean, and besides, Richard was married before.
Not
so
necessarily in love, just married.
But he was in love. I know he was. And
I
so,
thought that was funnier than the audience did.
yes, he was. So I will say a few.
You will say a few of them? Richard, let's have him back, please. Richard, the question was about the women with whom you were romantically involved. How many were you actually in love with? None of them, a few of them, most of them, or all of them?
What sort of car is it again?
Johnny, what kind of car was it? It was a Vega.
Oh, Vega. I'll bet $18,000. Now, please give me the options.
Yes, I will. The options are none of them, a few of them, most of them, or all of them.
Well, there are only two ladies I love, my first wife and Jody, so I'll say a few.
A few of them is what Jody said. A few of them is what Jody said, and so now you and Bert are sharing $300.
Dick, haven't I seen you on the Liars Club recently?
Yes, yes.
But we are moving on down to Doe. Doe, what do you predict Jack's answer to be? None of them, a few of them, most of them, or all of them?
I'm going to ask them this time because my batting average was zilch.
90%.
A few.
She says a few of them because a few of you said a few of them. Now, let me discuss it with Jack, please. Jack?
Yes, Bob.
You know the subject. How many were you actually in love with?
Could you give me the whole thing again?
Yes, I will. Think of all the women with whom you were ever romantically involved. How many were you actually in love with? None of them, a few of them, most of them, or all of them?
Well, you know, one of them is Doe right now. I'd like to take the fifth. Either the amendment, vodka, scotch, I don't care. Any kind of fifth. Only one, only Doe.
Well, now the options are none of them, a few of them, most of them, or all of them. No help, audience.
Gosh, that's a funny...
None of them, a few of them, most of them, or all of them?
All of them.
All of them. So Ann and
What's
Bert,
the difference?
Jody and
All or
Richard
a few?
share the $300. They each have $200 now.
I'm in trouble no
and we
matter
have
what.
another question coming up after we have this message. It's still anybody's game because this question is worth $300. Ann and Bert have 200, Jody and Richard have 200, and Doe and Jack have 50. And I'm going to begin with Doe and Jack when we asked Jack for his answer. The question, gentlemen, is, in the course of the last month, which of the two of you complained more about anything, you or your gal? Now, you think that over for a moment. Let's say goodbye to them. And Doe, will you please give me your prediction as to Jack's answer? Which one of the two of you complained more about anything, you or your gal?
Jack has complained.
Jack has complained
Yeah.
more than you have.
About his golf game, about the refrigerator going kaputz, and the washer, dryer, the dishwasher. Oh, everything's happened. He's
Not winning any
complained more.
money on Tattletales.
Not winning any money on
Okay, let's have Jack
He's
with us,
complained
please.
the most.
Jack,
Yes,
the question
Bob.
is, in the course of the last month, which of the two of you complained more about anything, you or your gal?
Well, we've had a disastrous month, I might say, in not too serious a way, but I guess that I probably would.
You, Jack, have $300 for the moment. You have answered correctly. But
Oh, what a month.
now on here to Ann and Bert. Ann, what will Bert's answer be to the question, in the course of the last month, which of the two of you complained more about anything, you or your gal?
Oh, this is so easy. Bert's always in a good mood. It's so depressing. I complain.
You complain more?
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
always happy.
Her answer is that she complains the most. Now, let's find out what Bert has to say, please. Bert, in the course of the last month, which of the two of you complained more about anything, you or your gal?
It's not easy because there have been things to complain about on both of our parts. On a lot of our parts, in fact. Which of the two of us?
Which of the two of you
Complain
complain more about anything, you or your gal?
Well, I have something in mind, and I don't know if Ann told you about it, and I'm not going to go into it, but I'm going to say it's me.
No, you are gallant, but you are wrong. She said that she had complained more.
Really? What
Yes,
was
she
it
did.
about, Ann?
Bert,
What was it, honey?
I'm always complaining. You're always cheerful.
Yeah, but did you forget my
Punch him in
injury?
the mouth. He's so cheerful. Oh.
You may have a new injury after
Ann,
today.
wait a minute. Did you forget my injury?
Oh, I'm talking about in general over
Oh,
the years.
She's talking about things that are really important, not your injuries.
Now I
Bert.
really have something to complain about.
Let's find out what Jody has
Complain
to
about my
say.
injury
In the course
tomorrow.
of the last month, which of the two of you complained more about anything, you or your gal, is the question. Jody, what will he say?
Okay, I have to say that I don't believe Richard complains at all. He's not a complainer, and I
So?
don't really think I am, but he has said that I do complain. So he's probably going to say I am the
He
one.
is going to say that you, Jody, complain more. All right, let's have Richard, and he will speak his piece. Richard, in the course of the last month, which of the two of you complained more about anything, you or your gal?
This is really just a guess. I'll say me.
You will say you, and that is wrong. And Jack and Doe win $300, which gives them $350, and they have come back, one of Tattletales' great comeback to win the game for the red section. And we will be back after we have a look at this.
Up next, how you doing on those bracket choices? Well, Jim Perry's hoping for a hosting win on Card Sharks. Stay tuned.
Well, these blinking lights tell the story. Doe and Jack came through, $350. And, of course, to that, you add $1,000, so their total will be $1,350. How about that, Red Section? But you fought the hard fight, all of you did, and it's been a pleasure for me to have the opportunity to do your show, Bert. Listen, this is a fun show to do.
Thank you, Bob. Don't get to like it too much. You got me worried.
No chance of me taking over from you. You do a beautiful job, and tomorrow you will see Jack Nars doing a beautiful job on Tattletales. Now, Bob Barker saying goodbye, everybody.
This is Gene Wood speaking for Tattletales. A Mark Goodson, Bill Codman production. This program has been edited for broadcast.